Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Monday, August the 26th, 2024. Monday, August the 26th. Well, we've got Lucky back on the screen. They snatched the bag off of his head. He's trying to, or he tried and succeeded to infiltrate, I guess, an operation, and they're trying to put him through some tests, and so they bring in this doctor that I see a Andre Maddox character in the works here, because he's actually a good guy, this doctor. So they Lucky had gotten stabbed because he took out or incapacitated three of the eight guards, all on his own, but he did get a stab on his arm, a slice. So they bring in the doctor. Then the guy gives Lucky a gun and says, kill him. Because Lucky said, look, he'll work for them. No, do whatever they need. If the money's right, no questions asked. So when the guy said, kill him, he goes, aren't doctors hard to come by? And he goes, I thought you said no questions asked. And so Lucky's like, oh, okay. He pulls the trigger. Well, when the guy put the gun in Lucky's hand, Lucky was, going back and forth kind of with the gun from one hand to the other. And he told the guy, so I guess he was assessing if the gun had bullets. Well, that's what he was doing. So he pulls the trigger, and the guy says, okay, you're in. I just wanted to see if you would pull the trigger, right? So they tell the doctor, now patch him up, and they leave the room. And so Lucky's like, oh, it's so good to, as he's saying, good to see you. The guy hauls off and punches Lucky. And Lucky's like, man, he goes, you shot at me, or you would have shot me. He said, look, the gun was too light. I knew the gun was too light to have bullets. So that was my educated assessment. He goes, yeah, but as light as it was, it could have had one bullet in it. And Lucky said, well, my assessment was it didn't. Like, as good as it gets, right? So anyway, he goes, okay. He says, what are you doing here, Lucky? And Lucky's like, I'm here to get you out of here. I know you're being held captive. He goes, that was a stupid thing to do. You getting yourself captured. I was choking earlier, y'all. You getting yourself captured just to save me. And Lucky said, I was not going to leave you in here. He goes, I was working on a plan, the doctor, to get my own self out. Lucky's like, yeah, looks like that was working. So he goes, okay, you know what? I know you. What's your plan to get us out of here? Because there were eight guards. And Lucky says, okay, and I took out three or incapacitated three. So yeah, those are some good odds for us to get out of here. And the guy is just shaking his head. So we're going to have probably a week of watching them escape together. We'll see how that goes. And then we have, let's see, Laura got Lulu's diagnosis. It's cirrhosis of the liver. They feel her medication that she's been on for 4 years could be the culprit. And of course, she needs a piece of someone's liver so it can regenerate and make a whole liver. Um, and it needs to be, well, the best match is a close sibling. Um, so Laura's going to go to the prison that Nicholas is at to see if he'd be tested. But before she left the hospital, Portia said, good news, the prison has the testing capabilities to test Nicholas. The test is going to be, um, I think she said the test was going to be done that night. And I'm thinking, Laura didn't have a chance to go talk to Nicholas, but we'll see how that works. But yet, Lord Jordan said, or not Jordan, Portia, Dr. Portia Ashford said, that'll give you a chance to, or Dante told Laura, good, that'll give you a chance to see the warden in the morning. So it's almost like Laura has to wait till the morning to talk to the warden so that Nicholas can be tested. And she has to get Nicholas's permission, which he loves Lulu. He would. They feel like since he was a match for her when she was a baby, that he'll probably be a match now, but it is actually probably going to be Lucky. Um, so we shall see. But this is what's going to bring Lucky back to Genoa City. And this doctor is going to come with him. And this is how I think General Hospital is going to get a new doctor. A new doctor. So that'll be good. We need doctors. This is called General Hospital, right? So we have Brennan. Brennan has two of his agents go to the Metro Court and escort Carly to his office. And she's like, she walks in, what am I doing here? Why was I kidnapped to come here? He goes, my agents did not kidnap you. You came willing. She says, as if I had a choice. So she goes, why am I here? And as she's saying that, Jason comes walking in the door. He goes, Carly, are you okay? She goes, yeah. And Brennan says, right on cue. Welcome, Jason Morgan. And so she goes, what are you doing here, Jason? He says, I heard two WSB agents escorted you out of the Metro Court. So I'm coming here to check on you. And so Jason looks at Brennan and says, do I need to call our lawyer? And he goes, no lawyers needed. I just wanted to speak to you. And I knew you would never come on your own. You wouldn't agree to it. But I knew you would come if Miss Spencer was here. So Carly said, but Brennan told her before Jason walked in. And she goes, what am I doing here? Brennan told her, oh, I'm using you. Just point blank, I'm using you. So Carly's like, look, we're out of here. And Brennan flips open his Conte's schedule book and he goes, Miss Spencer, would you like to have dinner with me one night this week? And he's flipping his calendar. He goes, what night's best for you? And so she goes, that's a no. And he goes, oh, you know what? I'll call you. And she looked at him. She goes, that's also a no. He goes, okay, then text it is. It's just like, you ain't said nothing, girl. You gotta go and have dinner with me because I want you to have dinner with me. So anyway, she goes, well, Jason and I are out of here. And he goes, Mr. Morgan, I would like to speak to you. And Carly says, I said, we're out of here. He has nothing to say to you. So Jason said, all right, I'm going to hear what he has to say. And Carly's like, wait, what? Oh no, suit yourself. She turns and she walks out. See, Jason knows Brennan is the one that had the evidence against Carly, deleted from the FBI database. So Carly doesn't know still. So he was staying back to see, okay, what is this Brennan guy? What is he up to now? So when Carly left, Jason says, okay, I know you were the one who had the evidence against Carly deleted from the FBI database. Why? And Brennan said, because she is not a mob boss. She's innocent of that. She was just a woman trying to protect her family in a difficult situation. I don't like innocent people being, prosecuted or mistreated or whatever words he said, right? And Jason just looked at him. He goes, okay, so now that you had it disappear off the FBI's servers, I suppose you have it now. And you're going to be the one to try to use it. He goes, well, since it was deleted from the FBI database, even if I did want to resurface it, the chain of command has now been broken, so it cannot be used as evidence in any future cases against Miss Spencer. And Jason's like, okay, good to know, good to know that. He says, so now, what do you want, Brennan? You want something. You brought Carly down here to get me here. So what do you want? He goes, I want you to work for me. And Jason said, oh, that's a no. And he's turning to walk away. He goes, well, I didn't clarify that. Not work for me with the WSB. This would be off the books, You would be, and not work for me. You'd be working with me, handling things that, need your special expertise. Sometimes players need to be taken off the board. And Jason is like, wait, what? He goes, so yeah, I mean, your skill set, I could see I'm gonna I have a need for that. And look, it's nothing that's gonna, really inconvenience you. And I'm thinking, really? Seriously, are you serious? Right? And he goes, but just think about it. And Jason said, like I said, that's a no. And so Jason is starting to walk out. And Brennan says, well, you know what? You don't have to answer now. Because a lot of things could come up that may align with what I need done. You might see the need that, okay, this aligns in your objectives and things. So keep that in mind. And I'm like, okay, we're going to have something come up here. For one, finding Valentine, even though Brennan wouldn't want Jason to find Valentine. Anna's sitting there calling Robert in, saying use your contacts to see if they could find Valentine or find, some trace of what Brennan, because I know Brennan knows it. And he goes, why would you want to bring Valentine back in your life, Anna? And she goes, no, it's for Laura. She wants her granddaughter, Charlotte, back. So Charlotte could be with her mother. So I'm going to do everything I can to get Charlotte back. Well, Robert just looks at her like, oh, please. Okay, tell me something else. He goes, I could ask around, but there's no guarantees. She goes, because I want to be the one to bring him in. So now Carly leaves Brennan's office and goes straight to Anna, telling Anna everything. Saying, what does Brennan want with Jason? And Anna's like, I don't know. How do you know Brennan wants something from Jason? Oh, because he had me escorted by 2 WSB agents to his office because he knew Jason would come. And then as I'm leaving, he told Jason he wants to speak to him. She goes, okay, yeah, Jack Brennan wants probably Jason for something he's got in mind. He probably wants to use Jason's skill set. So hopefully Jason tells him no, but we shall see. So Carly's like, I am not gonna let Brennan use Jason the way Agent Cates used, me as leverage over Jason. I'm not gonna let Brennan do that. So see, let me tell you what Carly's gonna do. I could tell you right now what Carly's getting ready to do. You know how Brennan wanted to go to dinner with her. Next time he sees her, and it'll be tomorrow because he'll just go in the Metro Court. He's very persistent. And he's staying at the Metro Court. So he's going to make sure he sees Carly. She's going to let him talk her into going out to dinner with him because she now is going to try to see what does he want with Jason. That's Carly's MO. Period. Sticking her nose into stuff so she can save Jason where she makes another mess. But anyway, that's incredible. So then we have Lois. We see Geo. We haven't seen Geo in a minute. He was practicing, and Lois comes in and she talks to him about, her accent. And from a professional standpoint, should she lose her accent? And he's like, your accent is fine. And that's you. And look, Geo's from the same neighborhood and he don't have it, right? So same neighborhood, right? Brooklyn has it, but Geo doesn't. And Brooklyn's not as bad as Lois. So she goes, but I feel I can be a better spokesperson for deception if I lose it. And he was trying to tell her, look at this, look at the numbers. You were off the chart because she showed him the numbers on her phone. He goes, that's proof. You're fine. And she says, I just think I could be better. So then they had a scene showing her calling a dialect coach so that they can teach her, which, there's nothing wrong with that. Do you know how many British actors, Anthony Hopkins, have English dialect when they're really British and they talk differently? A good dialect coach does a lot. I mean, even Hugh Jackman, when he's playing Wolverine, you don't know. I mean, you just don't know with a good dialect. So I could see them having Lois start to ease some of the harsh, staunch Brooklyn accent from her. And she'll probably be a splash and a hit. She probably will. And then we got handsome Yuri. Chase and Brooklyn were talking. Tracy was replanting flowers. And Chase comes in and he's talking to Brooklyn nearby, saying that Lulu was brought to GH. He was talking to Dante, and there's complications, with her liver. And Tracy was like, oh my God, she's trying to still plant, but really kind of getting emotional about Lulu. And so finally, Tracy just puts the replanting stuff down and she just walks by Brooklyn and Chase. And Brooklyn is like, Granny, you okay, Granny? Right? And Tracy doesn't even stop and doesn't say anything. And then she tells Chase some of the background history, how for a while there, Tracy was like a surrogate mother to Lulu in her teenage years and how she was pregnant with Tracy's grandson, her son Dylan's baby, but Lulu was young and Lulu was only 16 and she wasn't equipped, to be a mother. So she had an abortion. But Tracy had always taken Lulu under her wing. So of course, Tracy did go to GH to sit by Lulu's side and talk to Lulu, and she's kissing Lulu's hand, which was really, really a nice scene there. But while Chase and Brooklyn were talking, because Brooklyn was telling them a little bit of her past, because she and Lulu were not friends, and she was telling them some of the stuff. And Yuri comes in. I was like, oh, look at Yuri. Haven't seen him in a long time. I wish they gave him a better story. I really do. I actually wanted him to work for Sonny, but that would make him a mob guy, and we don't need to taint him that way, right? So he said he would come down to get little Violet some milk. She's sad and worried about her father. And so Chase says, oh, okay, I'll go get it for her. Because first he says, you know what, Brooklyn, you were going to tell me something. And she goes, no, you know what? We need to take care of Violet. Violet comes first. So Chase says, you know what? I will go and tend to Violet. So Chase is the one that took Violet her milk. And that pretty much was it. We got lucky on the canvas, and this doctor, I don't know the doctor's name, on the canvas. So we're off and running with that. And Laura's getting ready to go see Nicholas. So we may see Nicholas tomorrow. All right, everybody, let's go to comment corner. Comment corner. Now on comment corner, okay? Comment corner, there are 137 comments. You all did a phenomenal job. Uh, just truly, truly phenomenal. I'm going to start my trusty dusty stopwatch. And I'm going to start from the bottom, work my way up. Tomorrow, I'll start from the middle down. Okay. We have Leola. She says, I was glad that Molly took the paperwork. I thought of that on Thursday. I liked the fight. Okay. And then Jackie was saying she had no sound, but she probably, that's your equipment because there was definitely sound on the video, Jackie. And then we have I am says Molly had no business in Alexis's briefcase. You go looking for trouble, you find it. And Just Case says Alexis told her to go to her briefcase when Kate came over. She didn't go looking for trouble, it found her. And then Brenda says Alexis told Molly to look for a paper because of John was going to take her. It should have been the paper from the courts releasing Christina, on her own recognizance. Because hospital discharge paperwork wouldn't stop Kate's. And then Donna said Molly went into Alexis's briefcase because when Kate was at the house, Alexis told Molly to go into her briefcase and find the hospital release papers. I don't know that it was hospital release papers. I thought it was the release, her being released from the courts on her own recognizance. That paper work. And then Tammy says Alexis told her to go look for something. Molly wasn't snooping. Okay. And then we have I am says Rick is going to use Molly's anger to go after Sonny. Michelle says, I hope not, because it's not worth it. Alexis has to be a better mother. She has to realize that Christina is not her only daughter. That's her problem right there. Not let Christina own up to her own mess and continue to help her co-sign that crap. And then P. Merle says, what's Sonny got to do with it? He told Christina to stay away from Ava. He sure did. I am says, Rick has always gone after Sonny. Yes, he has. He has always used whomever he could to do it. He even kidnapped Carly while pregnant with Morgan. His hate is so deep that he doesn't care that his father abused and beat Sonny and their mother. It wasn't the one that beat Sonny was not Rick's father. And then Michelle said to I truly believe Rick came to town to support his daughter Molly. Sonny isn't worth it. Rick keep his focus on Molly because she really needs her father right now because Alexis and Sam ain't no one family to worry about his brother. Well, he doesn't have time, must be, to worry about his brother. Enemies everywhere. His brother has enemies everywhere. Let's hope. But Rick always uses his time in Port Charles to go after Sonny. Wendy says that's all they do. We might team up, or he might team up with Kate. I think he and Sonny have the same mom. Also had beef because they both have daughters by Alexis. Sonny had a beef with Rick because Rick specifically got with Alexis before Alexis got pregnant so that he could lord over Sonny, that he had influence with Christina over Christina growing up as her stepfather, and Sonny hated it when Alexis got pregnant with Molly. Uh, and then Chrissy says Rick's father was Trevor Lansing. Thank you, Chrissy. He never beat Sonny or his mother. That's true. He was Sonny's stepfather. Another one, because the one that beat Sonny, his name was Zeke or Deke, one of the two. Zeke, I think was it. Trevor made Sonny's mother choose between raising Sonny or Rick, and she chose Sonny because he was 6 years old and she wasn't going to give him up, even though Rick would have probably been 3, because Sonny's a good 3 years older than Rick, right? She chose Sonny. Um, and then that's some good history there. Let's go up to I am says Alexis' sister Christina was a real sweetheart. And then Lisa said Christina is Alexis's daughter, not her sister. And then P. Merle says to Lisa, Christina was also Alexis's sister name back in the day. Remember, Alexis said to Christina on Friday, I think it was, that I had a sister, you know, you and Molly are family, and I had a sister, you're named after her. And there's not a day that doesn't go by that I wish I couldn't talk to my sister Christina. So it was her sister she named Christina after. And then Skononaful says, I hear every word. Yes, Sam does need to stay neutral. This whole situation is crazy. And then we have Michelle. Michelle, I'm going to read just a paragraph or two of yours. Michelle says, I am so proud of Molly for calling Christina and Alexis out on their BS. But Alexis didn't get those papers drawn up. Christina did. She ran to Alexis talking about Molly and TJ going to break up. She begged her to help her. So Alexis gave Christina the tools to get the information and get the papers drawn up against Molly and TJ. But it's sad when Christina was talking about protecting her family against Ava, didn't Ava didn't care that she was pregnant and was told by Molly not to confront Ava, knowing full well that she was pregnant. She literally was crying and saying that she was a good mother to that baby, uh, to that baby's grave was a good mother to the baby was a slap to the innocent girl's face. Ava and Sonny were fighting in court against one another, and Sonny is a grown I'm gonna skip that word man who can handle his own business. He got the money to do so. Um, just that, but the baby was counting on Christina to protect it and keep her safe. That is so true, Michelle. Great comments, great comments. And then Michelle said again, but did you all see how Sam was looking at Rick like that the like that the mess up part about it while Alexis was on the ground cuddling Christina, Sam's shady behind didn't go over to Molly and hug her not once. I didn't like that either. I didn't like that. People, um, I will continue to say Molly is the baby of the family, and they literally treat her like she's the stepsister and treat Christina like she's the queen of the family. Sam is the oldest and worser than her mother, letting Christina continue to get her way by not calling her out on her BS. And then Vicky says Sam has always called Christina out on her BS, and she has told Alexis more than once about her coddling Christina. Since pairing Sam with Dante, the writers have basically tried to diminish Sam's role as the big sister of Christina and Molly. I think the distancing has been more from Christina because the writers may actually see how cringy it is for Sam and Dante to be together because it's Christina's both of their sister. Yeah, that is interesting, right? Now, remember, Sam and Rick have bad blood. And mainly That was on Sam. Because remember when Sam was out to get her mother, Alexis, Sam went after Rick, her mother's husband, and I kind of think they slept together. She did daily recap comment cornerland. Let me know, did Sam and Rick sleep together? I kind of think they do. They did, right? Because she definitely went after, this is before she knew Alexis was her mother. She went after Rick to break up their marriage. All right, everybody, that is 10 minutes of Comment Corner, Comment Corner. Thank you so much for all those comments. Like I said, 137, and that was before I started recording. It could have been higher as I started recording this. I will be back tomorrow with another daily recap of General Hospital.